Welcome to Frequency Medicine, the podcast for intuitive women, empaths, energy healers, and seekers who are ready to come home to their bodies, regulate their nervous systems, and fully embody their sacred gifts. I'm your host, Fiona Waddell, transformational energy healer, medical intuitive, and guide for women walking the path of self-reclamation and energetic mastery. Each week, I take you deep into the intersection of healing, science, and spirit, so you can rise with clarity, calm, and grounded power. Let's take a deep breath and let's drop in. Episode 4, Not All Light is Love, the truth about energy interference. Let's be real. We live in a time where people are talking about high vibes only, about protecting your light, about positive energy and good intentions. You see it all over TikTok and Instagram, sprinkled with glitter and hashtags like hashtag blessed. But here's a truth that needs to be spoken. Not all light is love. Not all energy is clean. And not every frequency that sparkles is meant to be in your field. And no, this isn't about fear. It's about clarity. It's about sovereignty. It's about discernment, you using your own power. Because if you're an open-hearted woman with intuitive gifts, you're naturally sensitive to subtle energies. That's a gift and a responsibility. Today, we're going to talk about what energy interference actually is, how to spot what is happening, and what to do to clear it without spiraling into fear, drama, and stories. So let's go there. So what is energy interference? Energy interference is anything that enters or affects your energetic field in a way that doesn't belong to your truth, your timeline, or your divine rhythm. It could be unconscious projections from others, old cords or contracts that haven't been cleared, chaotic collective energy, or even EMF overload. And yes, sometimes entities or astral debris. But here's the key. Interference only enters when we are open, cracked, exhausted, or unaware. It's not a punishment, it's not weakness, it's simply an invitation to come back home to your frequency and seal your field. Imagine your energy field as like a golden egg, radiant and alive. Now picture little pinpricks, tiny breaches where unprocessed pain, fatigue, or old trauma leave the shell thin. That's how interference finds its way in. Not because you're weak, but because your field is asking for repair. So here are some questions to ask yourself to see if maybe you're carrying some interference. So you could ask yourself, am I suddenly foggy, anxious, or heavy with no clear cause? Have I been waking up more tired than I went to sleep? Do I feel like I can't access my intuition? Is my inner world suddenly loud, agitated, or cloudy? Have I been merging too much with others' pain? These aren't always signs of interference, but they're clues, or sometimes I refer to as breadcrumbs. Your field needs attention. Think of your energy like your home. When you feel off, it's not always an intruder. Sometimes it's clutter, sometimes it's a draft, sometimes it's just like bad lighting. But either way, you know it's time to clean and recalibrate. And the beautiful news is you can reset it. So science is just starting to catch up with what energy healers have always known. Your body has an electromagnetic field that radiates 5 to 15 feet around you. So imagine all the people that pass through that energy. And it's influenced by your thoughts, emotions, environment, and external frequencies. Your heart's field, according to the HeartMath Institute, is 100 times more powerful electrically than the brain's. That means when your emotions are dysregulated, your field is literally disrupted. In studies of electromagnetic sensitivity, people exposed to high EMF environments report anxiety, brain fog, emotional swings, and sleep disruption, all signs of auric depletion. There's also research in quantum biology that shows how coherent energy fields allow for faster cell communication, more resilient immune response, and improved cognitive clarity. In other words, your energetic boundary is real and it deserves care. So, this right here tells us if we're letting things in due to our system being down and being around people and their needs, and nowadays it's really difficult to dodge EMF, we can literally feel this in our physical body. I used to believe that being spiritual and doing this work meant always being open. These were the early days, folks. Open to people, open to energies, open to signs, whatever was meant to come through. But openness without boundaries is not enlightenment, it's exhaustion. I know recently I was doing readings nonstop, psychic fairs, online sessions, circles, and I was so porous. You can only do so much resetting off your system. And I couldn't tell what was mine anymore. I'd wake up buzzing, dizzy, disoriented, and I tell myself, oh, it's just ascension symptoms. It wasn't. It was interference from clients and from other readers and healers, from grief, from collective trauma, from others' collective trauma, from places I didn't cleanse. Because going from psychic fair to psychic fair, if the space hadn't been cleansed, like I can do my little corner, but I'm going into hotel rooms and convention rooms. Yeah. So from that just it weighs, it builds up. I know some event organizers go around clearing this space, but not all of them. So I also had some contracts I had to cancel. Once I began sealing my field, releasing cords, filling my cup again with light, and commanding my energy back because others had taken it, the difference was instant. My clarity returned. My body found peace. My intuition was back on point. And most of all, I stopped absorbing what wasn't mine. So, what can you do? So, let's ground this in practice. If you feel off, don't panic. Let's give this a go. Here are a couple of things. First of all, name it. So, here's a prayer or a statement you can say out loud. Any energy in my field that is not mine, not of the highest light, off the light from the light, must now leave and return to its origin, cleared and sealed. Now, you can use that or write your own along the same lines. You can use sound, so singing bowls, tuning forks, clapping, chimes. Sound clears energy like nothing else. And if you've got an energy practice, saying certain symbols can also shift the energy. Also, if you have none of that, you can just hum and use your throat chakra to clear space. This other one is one of my favorites. Salt and water. We even use this in feng shui, like salt water cures. You can't, but you're the one that we're curing here. So you soak your feet or your whole body, but soak your feet and use Epsom salt or sea salt and or how can I say this? You can use lavender or frankincense, um, or any essential oil you feel connected to, and just soak in the water because it shifts your ions, it clears your field, and the water is a sacred reset. We're returning back to the sacred waters. And we are water, and water is light. Um, Another option is crystals. If you know me, I love my crystals. So great stones for this are black tourmaline, obsidian, shungite, and selenite are my top picks. And if you're like, hey, Fiona, I don't have any of that, I'd say get my hands on an amethyst. It's a master stone. You can program it with any intention, and it doesn't need clearing. So I love me my amethyst too. Uh, you can also pop it under your pillow to do the work while you're sleeping. Or this, my last one, is a visualization. So see a golden veil wrapping around your body like smooth honey, glowing and warm, and just say to yourself, my energy is whole. My frequency is sovereign. I allow only what serves my highest evolution. You do at least one of these daily, especially if you're around others or you're around a lot of people or in a difficult environment, or if you're just sensitive. Give this a go. Your light is sacred. Your energy is real. And you are allowed to say no. You're not being paranoid. You're powerful. You're not imagining it. You're awakening. You're not weak for needing boundaries. You're wise. And if you've been feeling scrambled, drained, or foggy, come back to your own field. It is your first home, and it knows how to restore itself when you give it the space. You don't need to be afraid of interference, because when your field is sovereign, nothing can stay that doesn't belong. If this episode spoke to your soul and you want to learn how to read energy, clear your own field, or protect your power and grow into your intuitive gifts, come join me inside Unlock Academy, my $33 a month membership for women who are ready to go beyond surface spirituality and into embodied energetic mastery. Each month, we explore intuitive development, spiritual protection, boundary work, psychic tools, and how to become your own healer, all in a supportive, loving community. It's the space where your gifts will expand and your nervous system will exhale and your frequency will rise. The link is in the notes. And if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, leave a review, share it with someone you love. You are the medicine, and your frequency is the key. Until next time, stay grounded, stay radiant, and stay in your frequency.